Eric Peterson with Arborisk here. Today's business tip, we're going to talk about how you can win the transfer portal in the tree care industry. That's right, I said the transfer portal for the tree care industry. Like it or not, one of the major things that universities and colleges have to deal with in their sports program in today's environment is something called the transfer portal, where student athletes can transfer to other schools to get more playing time or a better coach system or whatever that is. Now, the college football season is winding down, so it made me think about this. And really, in the tree care industry, there's a transfer portal as well. There's no structure to it. There are no rules, there's no guidelines. It's really, when you think about it, employees hop from one company to the next all the time. So how can you help set up your company as best as possible to win on those transfer portal employees? The very first thing I want to talk about, obviously, is admitting it. Now, that's just the acknowledgement that employees will always be looking to better themselves. If you stick your head in the sand and you don't want to believe that, you don't have an answer or a way to help build your company up, and you won't be able to actually address it. So admit, understand, you don't have to like it, but understand that employees will try to better themselves all the time. And instead of running away from it, let's dive into that. Let's address it head on. Make it part of your culture to address that so that you can help build employees. The second point is right around that, is developing your company's identity, your messaging, your branding, and ultimately your culture, right? If you build your culture the way you want it, you're going to attract the people to your team, and they're going to stay because they like the culture there. Certainly, the competitive benefits and competitive pay is all part of it, right? But if you are paying and getting creative with the benefits, that little extra that some other company might be paying them in dollars might not matter as much because you're giving them more to the job. They're part of the team, they're part of the culture, they're part of your identity, and you can get very creative with benefits. It doesn't just have to be health insurance and or disability insurance. That's part of it, certainly, but equipment allowances or giving the opportunity for overtime, making sure that they have a set schedule on the opposite side of that, whatever it might be. There are a lot of benefits that you can get creative with, but you have to be able to talk to your team about it, and you have to make sure that there is value there for them. A lot of times as business owners, we offer benefits that we think are benefits, and the employees really don't care about it. So talking to your team, building that together is part of that culture, part of the benefit package, and helps in the overall attraction and retention of your employees. And the very last thing that I want to mention today is something that you've heard us clearly talk about in the past, but that's in developing your employees, having a set career path for them, having them understand that there's a future with your team and that you're going to help them build themselves as an arborist or mechanic or whatever they're doing for you, right? So make sure that you focus directly on developing the employees. And they're going to be less likely then to reach out into the transfer portal and try to find something else. If they know they're being taken care of and they're progressing in their career with you, you're doing your job. Now, certainly there are going to be times when employees leave, maybe to start their own company or go to another firm. That is just part of owning a business. It's not fun. But if you do all these four things, you're going to be better off. You're going to be further ahead. Now, if you're struggling with any of this, reach out to an Arborisk team member. We have a fantastic Thrive package that's called the Hire and Recruiting Package that will help work with you one-on-one on these things so that you can identify who you're targeting from an employee's perspective, building a retention tool, and then ultimately keeping your employees happy. So again, you can beat the transfer portal system. You just have to pay attention to it. If you want any other questions or information, please reach out to me. Again, remember, be safe. We'll talk to you soon.